What's up? This is Sean Livingston of the world champion Golden State Warriors, and you are now listening to Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast.
Does this thing work?
It sounds good, honestly, man.
Does this thing work? It's been so long.
Yeah, I know, right?
Black coffee.
Black coffee, no sugar.
No sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Hey, y'all, we back, y'all. We back.
Y'all.
It's been a while since the.
How long has it been? Come on, just,
When did Lil V come? August.
Wow.
August 6th.
3 weeks? 4 weeks?
No, about a month and a half.
Wow, that's too long, y'all. For real.
But hey, y'all, black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
We back, y'all.
We back.
We thank you for sticking by us.
Mm-hmm. Any comments? We get any comments like,
checking the
where are
numbers.
you? Where y'all at? Any other prepositions?
I don't know. I haven't checked. I've been busy just like you have.
We keep it rolling.
Just
keeping it rolling.
56.
Wow.
Still 56 with him.
Well, we still rolling.
How you been?
I feel pretty good. I mean, man, working 4 times distance, working. But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's growing closer to the fall. And that's when people really, like the indecisive folks who didn't know if they were going to get something done, like, you know what, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. So there's this rush. There's this last job before the cold water. It's going to be water too. The weather starts kicking in, so they want to get it out the way.
So for Christmas, getting ready.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
So we lining up all our winter jobs right now. So
yeah, you need to come mess with my side and do some touch up stuff. I know that's on the house. So
it's up there. It's on. I bring a ladder, and then we'll go up there.
King of the one-liners. King of the one-liner. Y'all know what I meant by that's on the house. So I know I'm way down that track. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. We back. It's gonna be a breath of fresh air. Me having to post an episode and edit some video. But this episode 56, we still are everywhere. We appreciate. I've been checking. So I checked some numbers today. Mm-hmm. So some of the past episodes have the numbers have increased in some of those. So we appreciate you. I did get one in a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, with a couple of friends. I call them friends. Alex Rue.
Yes. Yeah.
Champaign native, works for the Big Ten Network. So, the Big Ten Conference, football, basketball. He's a... I don't know.
He do something.
Yeah, he do something.
That's good.
I know that.
Get a shout out for that.
Yeah, and he brought an interesting friend of his, Harold Shelton, who used to work at ESPN.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Okay. The ESPN.
Yeah, he lived in Connecticut and everything.
Great minds. That's good.
So
bro.
They were in town for the Big Ten Network does a tour where these guys go and they talk to some of the players, watch football practices of all 14 Big Ten schools. So
they pay them for that?
Yeah, it's their job. Yeah,
they pay them for that.
Yeah, so
that's amazing. How much they pay them?
I don't know. I didn't ask them. I would have
asked, hey man, how much they pay you for that? And that's a real job.
Yeah,
that is incredible.
They stayed at the I Hotel over here, across from the Assembly Hall.
And they pay for that.
Yeah, so that's where we went. We shot it. So I didn't want to set up a camera in their hotel room. So sorry for our YouTube audience. There wasn't an episode for that, but yeah. So that was the last time we actually did one. So. And so, even brother, you're not the only person busy. I've been busy. School started. I got a middle schooler.
Yeah.
reffing. I'm a football ref, so I've been reffing games.
You want to hit the button for yourself? Get yourself a button, couple buttons.
So yeah, then one of these weeks we was gonna try to get in, and I didn't. I knew open house was on one of the nights, so I didn't. And I got a middle schooler now, so I had to make that one.
That's good. You're a good father, man.
So yeah, but we back.
We back, y'all.
But I did wanna holler at you about something. Okay. I saw that you took a road trip with the family.
Took a road trip.
And I want to know about it.
Oh, you know what? We did go on that road trip.
Yeah.
Since, oh my goodness. Well, what happened? My oldest son lives in New York.
Yeah.
He's 31. He just got his first house. So it was time to go visit him. He has 2 little boys, Isaiah and Noah. So we decided to drive.
Yeah.
To get the driving experience and go by and just look at the scenery. So we took the trip out there. I thought it was good. It was really good. Got a chance to see him, his mom, his grandma. So everybody was in good spirits. They had a contractor who did some work. Horrible work. I mean, it was horrible. And so just looking at it, I went to look. I'm like, that's wrong. You're on the roof. I'm like, that's you?
You got to take that.
I text. I got to turn the thing down, though. That was my brother, Tony. I hope everything's all right. So anyway, looked at the stuff. They had the roof. He had the roof replaced. And the guy's supposed to do some can lights and paint the whole place and change some outlets. I looked at the roof. I'm like, man, it looks bad. And then the roof leaked. The brand new roof that they put on leaked. So I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work. And the guy didn't get a permit, so not to go against another contractor, but hey, it's his first house.
Son,
yeah. And man, wrong is wrong and right is right. So anyway.
So okay, if all right, this black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
So how did you? I mean, I know you wasn't gonna leave.
How was it handled?
How was it handled? Because I'm asking that question because obviously it might not have been a contract per se, but to me a contract is you agree to do the work, I'll pay you. The contract is executed.
That's an agreement. An agreement is a contract. It's just a written document.
You come with your expertise to say that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. And then the all-time sign that it's wrong is that it's leaking in your presence.
Exactly. And there's no permit.
So now what did you say?
Well, I shared with him, not to try to take over and I'm going to handle all this kind of stuff. So just told him, what it was. And, his mom, and, his grandmother, they had already had everything going real good. So ended up calling they asked me, what's the proper procedure? What do you do? As first, he needs a permit. He needs permission to do it or see if this particular, this project calls for a permit. Because sometimes you can do a roof and don't need a permit if you only take off a percentage of the boards. If there's so much damage sheathing on there. So he said he didn't have to do it, but he did. Got pictures of him taking off boards, putting new boards on. He said he had a permit, but he didn't. So he called the city, and the city said he did not have a permit. So called him back, and I told him, the guy who was doing the work, I'm like, listen, man, just tell the truth. You didn't get a permit. You didn't get it, but go get a permit. It's not that hard. Just go get a permit. He said he had it. He just didn't bring it. I said, hey, we already talked to the city. They said you didn't. So you need to get a permit. He didn't. He got sick. He couldn't make it. All those stuff started popping up. And
so you had to go to work.
No, I ain't going up there doing no work up there. So anyway, he ended up getting a new contractor who did all the work, contracted to do all the work. Asked this guy to come pick up his stuff. So I helped him get his stuff out of the garage, the ladders and all this other stuff. So the new contractors came in, they knocking it out.
Yeah, because you can knock a roof out in a day.
Yeah, no big deal. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you can be piddling around in it for quite a while. So,
So you
I have a tendency to take over. I didn't do that.
You didn't leave without the work being complete, though, did you?
Well, we had to leave. But then I came back. And I came back to meet with, the contractor who was supposed to be doing it, and the new contractor is going to do the work, and Ryan and his mom. So everything got straightened out, and the new guy went to work, and I shared with the elder guy who did the work. I'm like, hey man, this is a good lesson for you. This is going to help you. You know, this is only going to help. This will either make you a better contractor or it's going to run you out of the business. Either way, it's going to be good. You know, he had gotten sick, he had pneumonia, some kind of cold or something, because, you know, you can be so stressed out until it will affect you physically. What turned out to be a simple job could have been knocked out, you know, and paid, didn't get any money out of it, and could possibly be fined thousands of dollars. So,
man, that's God that you was out there at that time. That,
man, all things work together for good.
Yeah.
For those who love the Lord and are called according to His righteous purpose.
Yeah.
But it's good to know. I mean, that's what I do. And if I see it, I'm not gonna not say nothing.
Right.
You know, just like, yeah, no, that's wrong. No, man, that ain't gonna work. Then
so the cup lights and all that, you probably just handled that, though.
No,
right?
I ain't do none of that.
Dang, for real?
Listen, I'm licensed in Illinois.
Okay, I see. I understand.
I mean, could I have gotten a license or permission? Yeah. Could I have done it because he's a homeowner? Yeah.
And he's your son, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean,
everything can't be business now.
And up to not so much business as much as it is, you still need an electrical permit.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
See, I'm big on getting permission to do things. You know, the root word for permission is permit. You have to be allowed to do it. So, I mean, they'll let you work on your own house. That's fine, but you still have to know what you're doing.
Right.
So it's not that I don't know, but the codes there may be different there than they are here. And you got to get an electrical inspection, got to get all kind of things. And in New York, you know, they need, you have to have an electrical license to do it, unless it's the homeowner can do some things. In Champaign, you don't have to be an electrician. You just need to get an electrical permit. And that's very rare. In Champaign, a general contractor can do everything but plumbing. You have to be a licensed plumber in the state of Illinois. Like, I can do anything but plumbing, but I have a plumber. So I just get the plumber to do the plumbing job. It takes, 3 to 5 years to become a plumber.
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Justin McMullen. He definitely a plumber.
Okay.
He do his thing.
How old is he?
He probably about 40-something.
He black?
Yeah.
He got good sense?
Yeah.
There's a little hesitation.
Well, you know, Justin is we're not close, but that's my man. You know, I went to high school with him. He got a U of I degree. Mm-hmm. You know, just
he's a licensed plumber.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to get his information.
Okay, he got good sense. I give you his number.
He got good sense?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, how old is he?
I'm 42. I had a birthday since we recorded last.
Happy anniversary of your birth, man.
So I think I'm 42, so he's probably 44 or 45.
Okay, it's a little span, but all right. Yeah, give me his information. But that's how that went. Had a good time. Went to Niagara Falls. Enjoyed it. Stopped, took some pictures. Stayed there, I think, one night. And stayed with his grandmother one night. It was good. I mean, he and my son's grandmother, we got to call her Mama Love. We've always had a good relationship. Always, always, always. I mean, I didn't end up with his mom, but, you know, me and his grandmother has always had a good relationship. I talked to her today. Just, hey, just call and check on you, see how you were doing. Like, no big deal. She's always been the same no matter what. No matter what. Just,
and you know. All the children, the siblings had a good time.
Man, they had a super good time. So my children were playing with his children. It was good. Everybody had something to do. So, it was really good.
So your children...
Well, so Siraj, a 6-year-old, he was like, well, you got to call me Uncle Siraj.
That's what I was just getting ready to say that.
You got to call me Uncle Siraj.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Somebody call him Uncle Siraj.
That's what happened when that thing working, man.
Hey, this guy.
No, you the king of the one-liners, man.
Oh, come on, man.
Because it was funny because we was in the car. Me and my wife was in the car.
Where y'all going?
We was going somewhere in
Chicago.
town. No, we ain't been to Chicago in a while. We got to make sure we go soon. But we were just talking about our cruise that we went on, and we were just reflecting and as we were just reflecting, it was all of us, and we kind of came to the conclusion that our favorite part of the trip was being in the car doing the traveling.
That's good.
And so, of course, the talk turned to where we're gonna go next. So, of course, Michelle has said New York, and I swear, like 2 days later, you posting and you in New York. So then I text you and I said, "How was the drive?"
Yeah.
And you was like, "Man, the drive was great."
Yeah, it was a good drive.
Yeah. So it was just like,
it was good. It was an easy drive.
Yeah.
But ain't gonna be doing it no time soon.
Right.
We flying next week.
Are you going somewhere next week?
Same place.
Are you going back out there?
Yeah, Noah, my grandson, he's having a birthday party, so we're all flying out there.
Nice.
So best thing about it, found some good tickets. It's like round trip tickets and like $50 a piece.
Really?
Yeah, it's cheaper than driving.
Yeah.
And I don't have to stay awake the whole time.
Yeah. That's like our Vegas trip.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, oh man, yeah. So I joined this little program. I forget the name of it. I'm always joining these little programs. A freak of mine. I'm gonna join that.
Yeah, that's how I did it. So I found four round trip tickets for $124.
See, I mean,
and then I joined the mileage club, and they gave me half off of the.
Yeah.
So we pretty much got 4 round trip tickets for $250.
That's incredible.
To Vegas on January 2nd.
Yeah, and you're gonna stay at the what?
Hey man, Trump International. We stand at the Trump. I've been trying to find another hotel.
Wait a minute. Why?
Because
that's crazy, man. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. No,
listen.
Based on the stars, the ratings, the customer reviews, the price.
Yeah,
I can't find nothing better. So I'm just gonna have to. I'm just done.
They had you at hello, man. It's okay. It's like a Jerry Maguire story. It's fine. I mean, why change it? Yeah. If you did change it, what would you change it to? A non-Trump hotel? What if he owned it? Not even say I own this. Then would you change your mind? Come on, man. Come on.
Right. The other owner's probably just as racist as he is.
I mean, who owns the airline?
Right. Who owns Nike?
Yeah.
They give more money to Republicans and Democrats.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So, yeah, I'm announcing we stand at the Trump International.
So you support Trump?
Hey, he's going to win in 2020. Like, I mean,
people... It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So you're saying he's going to win?
Yeah, he's going to win. He got it under control. You see the debates? Joe Biden?
No, I don't watch that.
They finna send Joe Biden to as a nominee.
Well, I mean, people consider him people say all kind of stuff about Trump. He's this, he's that, he's a prick, he's a dictator, all those synonymous with, whatever. But if he wins, cool. If he don't win, that's cool.
Yeah.
If he wins, whatever. If he loses, whatever.
Yeah, I was talking to my sister-in-law.
Since he's been in office, I think he's, generated $800 million worth of business.
I believe it.
Well, in a capitalistic society, that's just what it is. You don't have to like it, but I mean, what's your alternative?
Speaking of capitalists, let's move.
Let's slide right on in there, don't it?
Let's slide on into capitalists. While we were gone.
Okay.
Jay-Z.
Yep, Jay-Z. What's that real name?
Sean Carter. Sean Corey Carter.
Okay.
He had a situation.
Okay.
Where I would say at the beginning of the year, a couple people were, the Super Bowl was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like he was discouraging certain people from performing for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And 6 months later, he's working with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the position is he's going to be over the entertainment situation, and as well as some social justice stuff, and Black Twitter,
they got him.
People, here's my thing. I had some opinions.
Okay.
And I still do. But we are so quick. I mean, people could have a 50, 60, 70-year history. And they do one thing that maybe you don't agree with, and we just off the bandwagon. We call it cancel culture. I think that's what we call it.
We call it what now?
We call it cancel culture. Like, we just done with you. You don't exist anymore.
Man, who?
And so I guess my there were some things that he said and did that I didn't agree with. When he said we're past kneeling, I definitely
don't. What now?
He said we're past kneeling.
What does that mean?
Colin Kaepernick kneels for the national anthem as a form of protest.
Okay.
And pretty much got blackballed out of the league for that. So when he said we're past kneeling, I had a problem with that because the police ain't past killing us.
Oh, that's interesting. I might have something to say about that, but I'm listening.
But,
Did anybody ask him what he meant by that? Because it's good to give a person an opportunity to explain what they said now. That's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. But
I'm a girls and put them out.
Let me see. This the lyric that everybody went.
I'll make it famous.
I don't need you. Every night we
a lot of fast rap. But he said, tell the NFL we don't need you. We in stadiums too. After Grammys on that 0 for 8. So remember when we had the episode and he went 0 for 8? And we, and I talked about it. I talked about it on the previous podcast where I said, he got nominated for 8 Grammys and didn't win one.
Oh, okay, okay.
So he kind of addressed all that. But to get back to the Super Bowl, we don't need, tell the Super Bowl I don't need, but now he working with him. So, of course, people use that line against him.
Okay, gotcha. So what did it?
Huh?
What did it?
What did what?
I mean, what made him either change his mind or flip the script a little bit?
A lot of people say, because he's a capitalist, and I know you're a capitalist. So it's like, are you selling out for the bag, money? Or are you using that to get a seat at the table to... Do you feel we have to be at the table or change has to happen from within?
Me?
Yes, sir. Come on. Well, and I know you said you had something to add about it, but so.
Well, Jay-Z, he's a billionaire, right?
Yeah, he's a billionaire.
Okay, that means I said 9 zeros.
Yeah.
Yes, 9 zeros. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and we live in a capitalistic society.
Yeah.
And I'm not a nonprofit thinking person. I'm just 501 something, whatever them C3s.
501c3.
501c3. I'm not interested in becoming a part of a 501c nonprofit. I think that goes against the laws of nature. Okay, life is about advancing, doing better and better and better, and you can't do that without resources. So something has to be sold, something has to be bought for cheaper than it was sold for. And with that profit, then there's growth out of that. So with the whole nonprofit thing and the 501c3, I'm not against that. I think I know we all, get what we strive for. We all reap what we sow. Right. So I don't think it would be fair if I work harder than somebody else and we got the exact same reward. There's something to me fundamentally wrong with that. I mean, what would be my incentive to work hard aside from I like working hard, so that's just how it is, So anytime there's an issue or discussion about capital, about money, about funds, about investments, about, that you can't do anything with that money. You can't have a church, mosque, organization, nothing. Even a 501c3, something has to be sold. Where's the money coming from? I mean, whoever funds your organization, they control your organization. So all that to say, whatever someone has to say about him and his investments, do yours. Is he obligated to now take care of more people because he makes more money? That's his money. He can do whatever he wants to with it. And I'm not going to sit around waiting and hoping that he blesses me because he has more. It's my responsibility to take care of me. And I do believe that if we all had that mindset, man, take care of you. Take care of your responsibility. And if you have extra, take care of, beyond that, then I believe that the world would be in a better condition if everybody took care of what they brought into this world. I think that's fair. So if he can afford to send his child to $1 million a day school or fly around the world, there's absolutely nothing with that. And I do know sometimes people that make money, especially black people that make money, there's this strong sense of obligation that they should, reach back and give all their money to somebody who may not be striving as hard. And it's usually the people who have not, cultivated or, nourished themselves to the degree that they'll get a high return from their work.
Okay. So, according to thestar.com,
they didn't even answer the question, did
No. I just want to give context to
the content.
Yeah,
I got you.
So Jay-Z via his
I like
agency,
Jay-Z though. I do.
Rock Nation Sports signed the
work on his house or something.
Signed as the NFL's entertainment consultant and social justice. So his job title or his position is the NFL's entertainment consultant and social justice specialist.
Who hired him?
The NFL.
I think that's wonderful. I think that was a very, very smart move on their part.
So whatever that incongruous job description might entail, it means the hip-hop star sold the NFL a solution to the stubborn PR problem diluting the power of the player protests. That's what this, according to thestar.com.
I got you, but that was a very strategic move on the NFL.
Of course, absolutely.
Because he has how many followers? I know you know how many followers.
Well, he's not really. He has millions, but he don't really tweet that often. So
I got you. Regardless of the tweeting, his followers may not be with the numbers, but he's a multi-billion. He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
Okay, by him being a billionaire, I mean that means he services quite a few people, or he provides some type of service that reach quite a few people. Bill Gates, he's a billionaire. Why? Because he services hundreds of millions of people. Jeff Bezos services millions of people. Yeah. So Jay-Z apparently services or provides some product or service to millions of people. Right. So that being the case, there's strength in those numbers. Yeah. So why fight him when they can have him join?
Right. Yeah,
that's a good strategic move.
He has 3.1 million followers, but he hasn't tweeted anything since November 30th of 2018.
Yeah, and he don't make money on his tweets. He makes money on his, he has business stuff going on.
Yeah, we talked about it in previous episodes.
Yeah, he has quite a few. He has his hand in quite a few things.
Yeah.
So I admire him. I really do.
So should we? So Colin Kaepernick did settle with the NFL.
Okay. For how much?
We don't know. It was not.
I mean, I ain't getting none of that money.
So I'm saying, he started all this. So the fact that he doesn't have a seat at the table when Jay-Z kind of supported him, kind of aligned with him in his movement.
Okay.
Should
we, as you trying to kind of group us?
No, I don't even want to say group. I'm just trying to say. I guess I'm asking somebody that definitely is not taking a side in this. Mm-hmm. Since Colin did take a settlement from the NFL, should we move past Colin? So the fact that he took a settlement from the NFL, does that mean like
he can't need no more?
Well, he ain't got a job. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I guess people were saying, "Bro, you took a knee. I'm watching again." You know what I'm saying? You got your money. And we know it's millions. I'm watching again. I mean, I watch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so what was the whole goal for people to stop watching the NFL?
Well, I think a lot of people felt like, I think the white people were saying, well, if we have these players kneeling for the anthem, I'm not watching the product. Then we have the black fans saying, well, if you're not going to get this man a job, I'm not going to watch. But in the NFL's defense, police brutality and things that Colin was, using that platform to protest is really not their issue.
That's an excellent point. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying what's his name? Kaepernick. So he grouped it all together to say, I'm not standing for this flag, which is supposed to represent the whole country in unison, standing up. I mean,
I'm going to kneel for the anthem, and use this platform, the NFL, as a platform to get my message and my protests out that I am not satisfied with the injustices that go on in this country. And he was doing it peacefully. Nobody noticed. And then one day, a media person said, I noticed you were sitting during the national anthem. What was that about? And so he told the person.
That's when it jumped off.
And then that's when it jumped off. So then he talked to a former cadet or something, and he said, respectfully, if you're going to protest, to respect the troops or the military members, you should take a knee and not sit. So that's when he started to take a knee. So then, of course, Donald Trump, I don't even call him President Trump, but Donald Trump hijacked the issue and pretty much said, if you're not going to stand for the anthem, get that son of a bitch up out of there. Firing. Well, that's what he said.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So then, of course, the owners, the billionaire owners, pretty much like, oh, Lord, this going to mess up our money. People ain't going to watch for their own certain reasons.
For a while.
Right.
Like dust, man. I mean, for a while. I mean, the masses of the people are very, very predictable. I mean, something happens, there's an uproar, people get all upset, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. It's like dust, And when the wind stops blowing, the dust starts to settle and people go about their lives like nothing ever happened, So, I mean, Colin, he got some chop out the deal.
Right, because and I believe they know they blackballed him.
Well, whatever they did to us balls, the main thing is
the one line.
Whatever they did to him, or black ball, white ball, whatever, blackmail, whatever they did to the man. I mean, apparently it has not affected his ability to earn.
Right, because Nike, NFL.
I mean, people like, I mean, it didn't. He's more relevant now. His online presence is greater now. So at the end of the day, I mean, the people who said they weren't going to do this, I'm not watching the NFL, I'm not going to support it. He's like, right, it's back to normal now.
Yeah.
It's back to normal.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, it's kind of fade away, settle down, everybody just go back to what they were doing. Waiting on the next thing, hey, going back down. Because when it's time, when the election, whenever it comes up, people are going to start going around knocking on the doors, we shall overcome, kumbaya, hey, let's get this, we're going to do this and do this and do that. Meanwhile, even I look in Champaign, some people are doing, fairly well, but for the most part, the general mass of the people, man, just going down and down and down. No matter who's in office, because they can only do so much. You have to want to do something for yourself and make your life better. If not, and it's just not going to happen. So all the politicians in the world that got together and want to help somebody, unless you want to help yourself, your life is not going to change. And that may be a selfish way to look at things, but I think we all should be selfish to some degree. Take care of yourself first before you start trying to help somebody else. Just help yourself first. You'll find people who have the least amount of resources talking about helping somebody. That's crazy. But we ain't talking about that. But there's a section in here that we talk about the whole getting married and having the resources. I thought that was very good.
Hey, let's hit it. I thought
that was good. I thought that was good. I think that was good and relevant.
I knew
you picked that. I knew
you thought that was good because, man, once I sent it to you,
I'm like, oh, I sent it.
I seen it on your social media. You shot that out.
That's right. Because I remember, you open it up because I know you had a
So,
yes, sir.
Let's see here. Let me get that link up.
Yeah, go bring it like you're in the church.
So we talking about family now, guys. We're gonna transition.
Family's good.
So we still waiting on Jay-Z, but Jay-Z did. Jay-Z did. For the NFL opening night in Chicago, he did donate $400,000, $200,000 to two different. I don't want to say nonprofits, but
somebody he gave somebody some money.
Somebody,
and he didn't have to do it.
And one of the organizations, I guess, he came under fire for because I guess it's in Inglewood and it's run by a white lady, and I guess in the past she has pretty much, encourage black men to cut their dreads.
Okay.
She has said she has encouraged Trump to bring the National Guard into Chicago. She has pretty much said all lives matter. Mm-hmm. So just kind of messages that go against what the
Democrat,
black
delegation.
Yeah, the black delegation, what their messages has tried to be. Mm-hmm. So, Jay-Z took heat for that, as far as who you gave $200,000 to. Mm-hmm. So he definitely needs to
I better leave Jay-Z
get this social justice thing a little. He need to do a little bit better job of this social justice.
You don't think he's doing a good job?
I mean, we gotta wait and see. I wouldn't have gave that. I wouldn't have. Once her old tweets got recovered, no, you ain't worth $200,000.
You don't think so?
No, man.
Now what she does, I don't know what she does. What she does it serve the black community to some degree?
I mean, I guess I don't know.
What does she do?
I mean, she is based out of Inglewood.
Yeah, so. That's a pretty interesting area.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and then again, now it's his money.
Well, they raised it. And so that's another thing. It's like,
so it wasn't his. He helped raise the money.
It's a social justice initiative.
Okay,
and part of his job is the entertainment person. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things. Like, hold on, you saying that we're gonna throw concerts and that's gonna help our social justice, so it's just like it's just, I mean, it's just complicated. I think it's just one billionaire talking to the next billionaire, and they pretty much saying, we can fix this by just throwing money.
You think that'll work?
No,
I don't either. Not just money.
You got to change laws. You got to change.
Well, you got to change the mindset.
Yeah,
people have to. You got to. I mean, it really starts in the home, man. What you teach at home, it's going to spread abroad. It's going to go out. Whatever you're teaching your children at the house, or whoever's teaching, however they're being taught, then they're going to carry that with them. They're like whatever goes into their mind, what they read, study, watch TV, it becomes part of their habits, attitudes, part of the laws, and then they'll continue on with that cycle over and over and over and over and over again. So we have to remember not to neglect our part. It may seem small, but man, you're responsible for taking care of the people that's under your watch, under your care. Yeah. What kind of people are they going to be?
Right.
Is somebody going to do? I mean, does someone else have to worry about your child doing something? That's going to be, disrespectful. That goes against the community at large. That's your responsibility.
Right.
Man, reel yours in. If not, it becomes a burden on everybody else.
Yeah.
And then you got a whole neighborhood, people having the, similar mindset. And next thing you know, if nobody's taking care of, raising the children or rearing the children, then it's going to be chaos. And then we're asking the movie stars and the entertainers
that was my
to come
issue.
in,
I think
and
that
fix it.
I think we're the only delegation that depends on our entertainers and athletes to be social justice warriors.
And how's that been working out?
It hasn't.
Well, those who, the rich are getting richer, regardless of creed, class, color, or ethnic, whatever. And the poor apparently are getting poorer and poorer. You have to beef up your skill set. It's kind of like squirrels getting ready for winter. They got to get some nuts in them trees.
Man,
because they have a high visibility. Brown, snow is white, easy for them to get caught. They need to have enough resources in that tree so they can limit the number of times they have to go out of that tree, if at all, because the owls are waiting on the slow ones who didn't prepare. Like, oh yeah, he coming out that tree. He ain't even saving.
Yeah, them moms ain't no joke, man.
So we have to be proactive. And I say we, black folk, brown, white. But I'm black, so I say black people. We have to get our stuff together. We really, really do. And I say our, first myself and the people under my care. Start right there. And then we won't have to need a Jay-Z or Oprah or somebody else to, hey, y'all, come on, we need to fix this. Come on, y'all, let's all get together and fix it. Okay, what are you going to do? It starts at home. You let yours do anything, they go out. They do anything, and then somebody else's, children got some kind of discipline, so they're trying to follow certain rules, regulations, bylaws, and principles, and then yours just wilding out. They're going to attract them. So it's like, everything's all messed up. So let's, your children got my children thinking they're going to have a whole lot of fun by being wild and crazy.
Right.
Well, my children trying to maintain a sense of discipline and having a good moral life, if that's the case. So by the time the children start mixing it up, they become a sum total of the both. And then we're asking somebody else to come in here and help us. I'm not asking Jay-Z or, Common or Nas to put up a basketball goal or Rickson or something like that. I ain't asking you. I'm not asking. If you do it, that's fine. That's your money. You can do what you want to do.
Right.
But, everybody take care of your own stuff. For real. Try that. See how that works out.
Well, we teased you already. The nation has seen a steady decline in marriages. And a new study by Cornell University blames it on the shortage of economically attractive men for unmarried women to marry. Most American women hope to marry, but current shortages of marriageable men with a stable job and good income make this increasingly difficult, especially in the current gig economy of unstable, low-paying service jobs, said lead author Daniel T. Lichter, PhD of Cornell University.
Okay.
The study focused on opposite-sex couples. Researchers looked at the socio-demographic characteristics of unmarried women's potential spouses who resemble the husbands of otherwise comparable married women. They found different racial groups, especially black women, face serious shortage of potential marital partners, as do unmarried women with either low or high socioeconomic status. According to the study, estimated potential dream husbands had an average income of about 58% higher than the actual unmarried men currently unavailable to unmarried women. They are also 30% more likely to be employed and 19% more likely to have a college degree. Marriage is still based on love, but also fundamentally an economic transaction. Many young men today have little to bring to the marriage bargain, especially as young women's education levels on average now exceed their male suitors. This study is published in the Journal of Marriage and Family. Your thoughts?
Where do we start?
Hold on.
Where do we start? It's been said it can't be no romance without finance. Now, if you take a look at monkeys, okay? And I was watching this movie called The Congo when they were looking for these diamonds. And they were camping out in the mountains. The Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, used to be Zaire. They were looking for these rare diamonds to be, use to, enhance power so they can have a greater communication device and reach more people and hence make more money. But on their trek to get to this cave of these diamonds, they, sleeping in the woods and it's at night. And they have these monkeys and they hollering and, and the people who were not used to that environment, like, damn, these monkeys going crazy. What's going on? He said, man, it's a full moon. It's mating season. So the loudest monkey, the female monkeys are listening for the loudest and the deepest voice monkeys that'll let them know, he's one of the strongest. He's going to survive. And if she hook up with him, got a good chance that they little baby monkeys are going to have a good chance of survival. So they listening for the strongest one. And they out there competing. They're hollering and, making all this noise. That's their way of showing, hey, pick me. I got this. Let me have that, whatever. So, and the female monkeys, as they listen, they can pick up on the voice that they want to mate with or allow to mate with them because they're looking to survive. It's survival of the species. So she's like, I'm going to get with one who, our seed is going to live. It's just the laws of nature, self-preservation. So he say, hey, it must be a full moon tonight because them monkeys going crazy, So I liken that into the same thing here. Anytime someone asks a woman to marry or y'all decide to get married, one of the fundamental questions that has to come up is, how we going to live? Not just, your smile, your this. Who sang that song? Was it Jaru? Your smile, whatever. All these different things. You can remind somebody of their Jeep. You can remind people all this other kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the resources to take care of things, then she'll be insecure. And when there's insecure, there's no comfort where there's no security. Woman has to be made secure. So we're taught that the men are the maintainers of women. If you can't maintain her, then you shouldn't seek to marry somebody if you know you can't take care of. And the women shouldn't put herself in a position where she's with someone who she thinks she thinks she has to take care of. So here we have a situation where quite a few sisters, for whatever reason, they'll take care of a man. And that becomes normal. Female-hated households, he had a bad experience, slavery was bad, he did a couple of bits, he was in and out of jail, this other kind of stuff, he can't get a job. All these different things come to play. So whenever this article was talking about, what's the title of the article again?
The title of the article is...
I want to keep it in perspective here.
Marriage decline blamed on lack of economically attractive men.
Yeah, it's saying that the man don't have enough money to take care of a wife.
Pretty much.
That's just how we would say that,
Yeah.
So, what's your take on it? How true is that? How much money do you need in order to be married? Or stay married, or what kind of quality of life would you have? When you started out, did you have what you have now? You started out ready.
That's a trick question because I thought I started out ready.
Okay.
And then when I decided to buy a house, then when I decide, well, I ain't gonna say I decided to have children, but
yeah, you did. That's what unprotected sex is. That's a choice. That's what you decided. Hey, you have a baby, cool. We don't, cool. But come on.
Well,
indirectly,
yeah. Well, all that stuff just kind of
ain't no stuff.
All those things.
Yeah, it sounds better. It sounds like it's more planned and it's wonderful. Instead of then they kept coming. You know what I'm saying?
Just kind of happened, and then you figure out like, yeah, this is
it's real now.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, you woke up now.
So here's my take on it.
Yeah, man. You can say this, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And I'm going to say some things tonight that I might have to answer to at home.
Don't say them then.
No. This black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Man, you hold up the culture. You still got to go home.
No, I ain't worried about that.
Go ahead, big boy.
I'll handle that.
Yeah.
To our listeners, I'll handle
that right there.
Yeah.
All right, you get
okay, so here's my thing.
Yeah, throw me a pillow on the couch.
Now, we have had conversations.
Who?
you and me on this podcast.
I got you. I ain't know you talking about 401 Hilltop.
Yeah, for sure. Dang, just got
they would know that. They don't know, man.
No, I got Comcast and they coming.
Yeah, man.
So you run up on me and I ain't home. Comcast coming.
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
But no, here's my take for real though. We have had conversations. Mm-hmm. I know you've always said you've used Asians as an example.
Okay.
And I asked you one episode. I don't know what episode it was. Mm-hmm. Our loyal listeners will be able to probably remember the conversation that we've had. Mm-hmm. And that conversation was arranged marriages in other cultures. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you grow to love someone, or do you need to love them first? And I think this article kind of is on the fence.
Okay.
As far as, somebody could be fine, somebody could be physically attractive, somebody can, if you test drive the car before you buy it,
okay,
they could check all the boxes.
Okay.
But
my.
If you don't have, like you said, if you don't have the means to provide and will you, is that something that a lady, is that a deal breaker? And I think in other cultures, just being on the outside looking in, just kind of like, and I'm not even studying, but just seeing what it is, that's a deal breaker. That's why these parents, their son, their daughter, we're arranging this to protect, to continue what we've built.
I can see that. Survivability, legacy, and empire. Yeah. I can see that. Opposed to, just, she fine.
She fine. She got ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's do no.
Cute, you'll be attracted to you will be attracted to someone to a certain degree, and a lot, we have a history of giving ourselves to somebody when they're not even deserving.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the worst parts, when you give yourself to somebody. I looked at an article, something on the Facebook, something internet. It says, it stated it for the woman, but it has to apply to the man as well. It said everybody you have ever been with, there's, a woman. He was talking about a woman, but it has to be for a man too. Everybody that you've had intercourse with, a part of you is still with them spiritually, physically, all that stuff is still a part of them, So that being the case, how often, do we, when we get married, that's the first person and the last person that we'll be with, without having all the other stuff swimming around in our head,
That's just like
all these old relationships,
that's just
comparing
like
this to that, how this was.
I can understand. I don't think it's realistic in 2019 or the millennium, but I can understand why the Bible says you should withhold until you get married. So let's just say you're a pastor.
Okay.
And
pastor. I am a pastor.
And you have a history.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You've, done your thing. You've been active in these streets.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be the pastor. Let's find somebody.
Well, right.
Tyrone. Pastor
Let's
Tyrone.
Just say Tyrone. Yeah. Pastor Tyrone.
Pastor T.
He done found Jesus.
He found him. Yeah.
In his 40s.
Okay. He found
But in
Jesus.
his 20s and 30s, he was active.
Okay.
So Tyrone finds him a wholesome woman.
Okay.
And they do the thing. They get married. They are one and the same. She's his rib.
All right, they yoked up.
I
got you.
And Tyrone is a pastor.
He's a pastor.
And he
Tyrone.
and he has a congregation.
Okay.
And he's sitting in that pulpit every Sunday, and he hits that podium, and he look out in that congregation, and maybe in the 12th. Okay. the woman he yoked up with on that second pew, because the mothers be on the first two pews.
Mother of the faith.
So so first lady is on that second or third pew. But when Tyrone was in his 20s, 30s, them women in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th pew, and he delivering a word, and he looking at them women in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th pew, Tyrone is gonna come back to him.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
But he's been washed in the blood. He's cleansed now.
Now that don't mean Tyrone gonna stray.
Okay. But it will come to mind.
Yeah.
If he remembers the person, he remembers
and then
the act or how you remember
the black delegation. We gonna assume Tyrone is black. I didn't say,
he black. Ain't no white
Chad
Tyrone, no Chinese
Kozlowski.
Tyrone.
You know what I'm saying? Tyrone Jones.
Damn, that's black. Double black.
So Reverend Tyrone Jones, see
TJ.
Keisha whatever.
Yeah.
Keisha Smith, Keisha Jenkins. No pun intended.
Yeah.
And he delivering a good word.
Yeah.
But 15 years ago, he looked at Keisha. She done got made up, got on her Sunday's best, and she looked good. It's gonna come to his mind, man. I remember back.
No, he ain't gonna think like that.
2002.
The blood washes that out, man.
For real? So that's what it is?
No, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
Trying to get Tyrone the benefit.
I'm just saying.
He had a raw go of it. I'm trying to help him out.
But to bring it all together, I'm saying I can see why.
Yeah. Hold yourself.
They said withhold yourself and wait, so you don't have to deal with that.
That does make a lot of sense because traditionally, we have a strong and long history of failed relationships.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's interesting that if, two 24-year-olds in the black community, or two 17, 18-year-olds, they get together, more likely the male may have already had a child and the female had another child by somebody else. So you're blending all that together. And if that doesn't work, y'all have one together, then that's all blended together, so at the end of the day, the children go to different houses and different environments, So it's very challenging because if the standard by which you live by, you teach in your house, is different from that house, double-minded, unstable, double-minded, just confusion. We don't do that over here. We don't do it in the dad house. We don't do this at mom's house. We don't do this. We got to be at bed at a certain time. We can stay up as late as we want to. Just having those different principles back and forth, it makes it very, very hard to have
a habit. When children get a certain age, they can manipulate.
Yep, they can manipulate if the parents aren't talking to each other.
Yeah.
See, so if you have the mother and father, and they got 2 or 3 different children that's from, different relationships, same thing over here. So all these children, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my brother, that's my sister, from different environments. And you're right, children can be manipulative if the parents don't talk to each other. But they may not talk because they've had issues that led them to break up in the first place. If they got along so well, maybe they would have stayed together. But for whatever reason, you just may drop the child off like, okay, come on, let's go. All right, time to go back. They may not have a loving relationship with that child's mother. But then they'll see that parent have a loving relationship with the person they are with now. So that's still that person's mother, still the person's father. So when they go home, the children may not say anything, but they may wonder, man, why can't I get that here? That's my mama's boyfriend. That's my daddy's girlfriend. So in the black community, getting back on the whole marriage thing, that the marriage really solidifies the relationship to a degree.
Yeah, it do.
I don't want to get married because you start acting up, I'm out type situation.
Right.
Opposed to, yep, we're going to do this. We made a decision. We're going forward. We're married. That's what it is. Let's go.
I want to play something. Fantasia. I sent this to you early this morning.
I didn't get a chance to check it out. I like Fantasia.
I'm going to play it. But she got the black Twitter, the black delegation, social media ablaze.
Really?
Based on what she said on the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Sometimes we have no choice, though.
But that's what I was saying. It's a generational thing, and that's what society has. They do that on purpose.
Mm. So you think women have to fall back a little for their man? Is that what you think?
You have to learn how to submit. you can still be a queen. Queen plays a part. The king needs his queen. Mm-hmm. It's certain things that he can't see that we see.
Some people would say the queen is the most valuable piece on the board.
Come on, anybody play chess?
It is,
yeah.
Okay. My husband's teaching me how to play chess. Yeah, I mean, it's we work together, but the queen has to sit back and allow her king to be the king.
Now, what about in a situation where a woman makes more money in a relationship?
That's hard. Because that's when jealousy starts coming in. That's when, you know what I mean? And that goes back to communicating and prayer. Mm-hmm. Because if a woman, you know, if you're solid, you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table. A lot of times money breaks up relationships. Money is the root of all evil. It is. So everybody's thinking about the wrong things. Instead of falling back and sitting and saying, let's play chess together. I got you. You got me. Let's go.
But, you know, in a relationship, a lot of times, especially, you know, with so many independent women out there and doing their own thing. And now with an independent woman who's, let's say, a boss, who has their own job, pays their own bills, their own crib, their own car. Now they meet a guy, and it's hard to a woman to, as you would say, submit to a man because they're already in that position. They're already their own boss. Yeah. You know, so what happens in that situation?
Listen, I had to go through it. When I met my husband, like I was taking care of everything. I took care of my whole family. It was me, right? So now I'm meeting a man that's coming in and he's like, intelligent, very smart, self-educated. My husband's a felon, but he turned it all around and he owned his own business, right? And so I wasn't used to that. I was a pop-off, quick with the mouth, smart. But it took a man like him to sit me down, look me in my eyes and talk to me like I was supposed to be talked to and say, I'm here now. You don't have to do all of that. Pass it over to me and let me take care of it. But it wasn't easy because I had been doing it for so many years.
And it's hard to trust people. You got to trust yourself to handle things and to allow somebody else when we've been doing things a certain way for so long and having to hold it down. Sometimes it is hard to give that up.
Yeah, it is.
But it's good to know that you still can handle things when need be, you know? And you know, Fantasia got married. She knew him for 3 weeks, right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
So what in that 3 weeks said I'm going to marry him for the rest of my life?
Well, I just left New York. I was doing my second Broadway play here. So that whole time I was here for like 7 months and some change, a little over like 8 months here. And I just fasted that whole time and focused on me. I focused strictly on Fantasia because I knew I was broken as hell. I knew that I was carrying a lot of stuff. I wanted a relationship, but there's no way I was going to have it with all that baggage. So I needed to sit back and focus on me. While I was doing that, I had a little small list that I told God. Because sometimes I always tell people, like, God knows what he wants for us, but do we know what's best for us? So
all right, what basically Fantasia told the man, submit. You ain't got no man because you ain't submitting. But backdrop. I think this is her third marriage. She has a couple of kids, she got a couple of kids, but multiple baby daddies. So I guess, you know, going further on in the interview, I watched it. She said her husband is she's the neck, her husband is the head. So she pretty much said, I am, you know, it took me a while to get to the point where I am the neck.
Okay.
And, you know, they did mention, you know, being the breadwinner and, you know, her making the money. So so I wanted to play that just to tie it all back into being economically sound. Now I'm gonna say something and it's gonna put me out there.
Okay. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and my wife was just having a talk, probably just over the weekend, and you know, for many years when our children were young, she stayed home, and you know, I think it might have saved my son's life. You know, with her being at home,
it did,
and
she did a wonderful job to get that button and everything. What number is that? 8. What you put?
Let's see.
You get to choose.
Yeah. Shout out to you, baby. But from an economic standpoint, there was some struggle, and And so I guess what I'm trying to say is the talk we were having, now that things appear to be up and she's, don't have a full-time job per se where she has to go and, be somewhere at this time and get off at this time. She cooks, she Ubers, she do a lot of, things to bring money, and she's definitely contributing. So I told her over the weekend, man, you doing this, your contributions have helped my self-esteem. Like I told her. You know what I'm saying? So I give her credit in the sense that, she'll text me. I need to go get this, that, and the other from the store. And it could be like $20. Like one day I said, what you texting me for? You it's almost like I don't take it as you just text. To me, it's like you don't have to ask permission to go spend $20 when you out here grinding, doing your thing too. So her whole thing is, well, I'm just making sure because if the cell bill, phone bill, the power bill, you know what I'm saying, it's coming out.
Yeah.
You'll tell me.
Yeah.
So I respected that as well. But if you saying $20, man, if we ain't, if you can't go do that, then I don't know what.
Sometimes $20 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Sometimes
and
it's
that's
not,
what she
sometimes
said.
It is.
So
boom, there it is.
Is that
right
me?
There. That's hey, tell her, hey, how you doing, man?
No, that's you, big dog.
It is.
But that's live vibrations.
Calm down.
Black coffee, no sugar.
Black
no
coffee,
cream.
no sugar, no cream. So,
But-
how important is money in a relationship? And that the man make the money. Or that males, because I think that one of the key things I got out of the article was the man is not making enough money to take care of him and a potential wife.
Okay, so one day I was watching Steve Harvey, the show.
Okay.
And they always had to do this segment, Ask Steve.
Okay.
So it was this one girl that pretty much said she had a boyfriend. They dated for years. He asked her to marry him. He got cold feet.
Okay.
She called it off, but he calling her, trying to, make sure that it's still intact. Just the relationship, of course, the way it is off. So Steve told her, women have this biological clock, men have this financial clock. Okay. So he asked her, is he where he wants to be in life financially? She said he wasn't. So basically what he was saying is, yeah, he's sweating you because he don't want to lose you, but he not trying to take you down the aisle knowing he can't provide and give you what you want and need as a woman, as a wife, and probably as a mother. So, he basically was like, look, don't, knock him down because he don't feel like his financial clock is at the point where he can marry you. He just knows that he wants to give you everything that you want, but he knows he's not in the position. So I felt that. But what I will say is sometimes you have to just have faith in what you're doing if you really own something. But hopefully that woman will allow you to grow and not overwhelm you. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a friend that became an empty nester and they looking for a house. He said, my girl wanted a $200,000 house. Like they put a price on the house that they wanted. And I'm just like, bro, don't put a price tag on the house. What do you want? Do you want 3-car garage? Do you want a basement? Do you want, hardwood floors? Do you want, how many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What if you can get that at 175, 180?
Okay.
What if you can get everything that you want for 160?
Mm-hmm.
Will you feel different because the price tag ain't the price tag?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I'm trying to say is if the young lady, if ladies out here just say, I may not be able to, we may have to live in an apartment for 2 years, but he working, he doing this, I may not be able to get that 2 carat, 4 carat, 5 carat, whatever carat, princess cut, whatever cut. Maybe in 10 years when we renew our vows and we write, we can upgrade. But if he ain't got it all right now, do I let him go? I don't think so.
Does he have the potential?
Exactly.
And can he kineticize that potential energy? Because you can have the potential. I mean, who ain't got potential?
Right.
Shit. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Some kind of a battery's got potential, but if it's not hooked up to something that's going to power, it'd be a source of power for something. That battery will eventually go dead.
Exactly.
Excuse me. And then you have to eventually use an external power source to energize that same battery, to put more potential energy. Man, you can charge a battery and it will slowly drain. And then you can charge it again, it'll slowly drain. You can charge it so many times, and after it slowly drains so many times, it will destroy the cells. And then it won't hold the charge.
Right.
So it's different being with someone who's broken, fractured, bruised, contused. There's a difference. You have to, and it's sisters, brothers, whoever it is, you have to know that you yourself should be a whole person before you start looking for another whole person.
Yeah.
Be comfortable enough with yourself that you'll maintain a sense of self. You don't have to morph into somebody else, and don't try to make and morph somebody into you.
Yeah. And that's huge.
Yeah, be yourself. You have to accept your own, be yourself, whatever that is. I mean, strive to live the best and most righteous life you possibly can. And if, and during the interview or the courtship or the dating, process, what are you talking about? You got to talk about,
man.
Talk about education. You can talk about children. You can talk about health. You can talk about past partners, relationship. You can ask whatever you want to ask. There's no limit to what you can or can ask when you're interviewing somebody that you say you want to spend the rest of your life with. Most of us didn't do any of those things. It was just You like them, whatever. Oh yeah, I like them. So you end up being with them, that kind of stuff. And some people end up spending the rest of their lives with no interview questions. And some people can have a whole list of interview questions and they don't last hardly no time. So the best thing I think you can do is just be as sincere as possible. If that person is the same, that'll give you, a better idea if things are going to work out.
It's crazy. I hate to put her on blast, but
you sure about that?
I'm positive I'm gonna put her on blast.
All right,
my friend.
You gonna call her name?
Yeah, I'm gonna call her name. That's why I'm putting her on blast. That's gonna be okay. My friend.
All right.
Shout out to her, Miss Erica Harold.
Oh, Miss America.
Yeah.
Okay. You could do that. She public. Hey, Erica, you in the public.
This was 15 so years ago. She said she had a criteria, a list.
Okay.
Of probably about 70 things. 70.
Okay.
That she looked for that a man had to check. 70 items, boxes that a man had to check off.
Okay.
And some of the things were definitely legit.
Okay, like what? Can you say them? Well, it's public, so that's part of the platform, right?
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Okay, but 70, I mean...
70 is a lot.
70.
70. So I remember telling her, you're going to be single for a long time.
You told her? You knew her like that? Well, y'all talk?
Yeah. Yeah. She's back in the town. I'm going to try to get her on. We just got to.
Is she still single?
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I don't know.
Is she married?
I don't know.
Well, you should get her on the show. I got some questions for her.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Try. No, try, do.
I'm going to invite her.
Yeah, you're going to bring her on the show.
Anytime.
Tell her we'll vote for her. That'll work.
Well, now it was something in the paper that says she's not going to run for anything anymore.
Fine, she can walk for somebody else. But let's get on the show.
Shout out to her pops. I remember talking to him a few months ago. Yeah. So, but yeah, she said she has 70 criteria, 70 things.
Let's see if she married. But go ahead.
I don't think so, because I think when she got the nominee to be Attorney General, the Republican person that she beat out was kind of old, and he said he asked her what she gave because she wasn't married or something like that.
Wow.
But yeah, I was just I don't know, man. I think our delegation, let's just keep it a buck.
Okay.
There's more blacks in jail than college. So then that swindles the pool. Mm-hmm. Then you got your gays, your the LGBT. Did you see the Chappelle special? Have you watched it?
I watched it.
Y'all got too many letters. We might get into that, but
that was funny. He get a pass. He's a comedian. Yeah. He can say what he wants to say.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
So then you have the That's LGBTQ whatever those letters.
Yeah.
So then that swindles the pool a little bit. Then you had the guys that aren't economically ready. So then that swindles the pool.
Yeah. Wow. So who's left?
That's where I was going. Who's left?
And they mentioned black women specifically.
Yeah, so you got to date outside your race, I guess. If you're trying to, I seen something online that said these dudes out here despise gold diggers until they get the money that they can afford one.
Wow.
It is some truth.
That's crazy. So what would be oh man. Okay, so black people had more marriages in the 60s and 70s than we do now.
I would have probably
sure we did, because it was after in the 80s, man, we had that they called it crack epidemic and all these different things. A drug that was genetically just engineered for black people. That's been proven. So when you look at that and you look at technology, the technological advances, it doesn't require a man to go out and do a whole lot of physical manual stuff. When you look at the jobs that went overseas, you look at the factory jobs, because if the man had a factory job, what factory jobs do we have here in Champaign?
Well, Kraft, J.M. Jones.
Yeah, Kraft, J.M. Jones, Okay, let's look at those. When we look at those jobs, and you can start on that job as a teenager in high school, and you can have that job until you retire. And by the time you retire, your house is paid off, your cars are paid off, and whatever retirement that you have, it was enough to take care of you for life. If there's no such thing as inflation. Because if your money that you have invested or saved for you does not outpace inflation, then you'll eventually be upside down, which means you have a limited amount of money coming in. The prices of everything continue to go up. It's just a matter of time before you break that equilibrium point where you have enough money to take care of all your bills and have some left over. You'll eventually get to the point where you have enough money to take care of your bills and nothing else. Over time, if you don't increase your income and prices continue to rise, you won't have enough money to take care of your basic living expenses. So when you look at it from that perspective and look at the old paradigm where, you could work at a factory and take care of your family, And
even send them to private school.
Yeah. And send them to a decent school.
Yeah. But yeah,
sorry about that.
No, that's all right.
Somebody was twisting the knob or whatever.
I didn't see it.
I did. I know that I heard it and I saw it. But anyway, we got a few more minutes and I'm gonna get this now.
Yeah, for sure. One more thing.
But what would be a viable solution? I mean, we raised a problem. We, identified that there's an issue in the Black community, and there are fewer marriages in our community. Excuse me. And I've noticed, even the young people, what thoughts do they have of, getting married? Opposed to, it's not working out, I'll just give somebody else a try. It's not working out, give somebody else a try. And we leave a trail,
Yeah, I don't have the answers.
I mean, what do you want your boys to do? Because that's what can you do? You can influence them more than you can somebody else's. What would you like for your two boys to do?
I mean, you always envision, wife, children, family.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my vision is no different than anybody else's.
No, everybody got different vision now. What's your vision? Where do you, when your boys 25 or 30, let's say they 30, 40 years old, they got children, what does that look like in your mind? Are they married to one person and they bring their wife and their children over? Or, you got to pray and hope for the best.
Yeah.
So your vision has to be in a stable relationship, married to, one wife.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the Bible said, no, let me stop.
Broken relationships really divide resources in the Black community.
Yeah. I always say, everybody talks about the saying 60% of athletes are bankrupt within 6 years after they're done playing.
That's amazing.
And I'll say, show me a athlete that's broke or fit that criteria. I'll show you an athlete that either had to pay alimony or child support.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So it's.
So I saw Scottie Pippen's on something the other day.
Yeah.
What does his finances look like? Just as an example.
I mean, yeah.
Him and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, they got swindled. You know what I'm saying?
How they get swindled?
I guess Scottie had some financial advisors. They was investing in a jet or some dumb stuff. I mean, he took somebody to court and won $4 million, started crying. It's like, dude, you had a $63 million contract at one point in your career after the Bulls.
So he won, what, $4 million?
Yeah.
Watch this, though. If you had nothing.
At that time, right.
$4 million looks.
Yeah.
And I bet, I'd be willing to bet that he's going to take very good care of that $4 million than he did that $60 million or whatever, the hundreds of millions that he had.
Yeah.
So nobody swindled him as much as it is he himself made bad choices.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He decided, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, a country boy from Arkansas, got up to Chicago.
Got a taste of it.
Got a taste of it.
Taste of Chicago.
Yeah. So.
Open his nose wide open.
Wide open. His ex-wife run around here with Future and Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's on there. We don't care about
allegedly.
We don't care. We don't know.
All right, last topic, man. I'm a shock you, man.
Yep, and then I'm going to the house.
Yeah, so this is my it's gonna be hard for me.
You sure you wanna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've had this talk before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on board with you. We need to be done with the N-word.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
This is where the trouble might start because it's kind of gossipy, but it's still a relative story. And I have to tell it to, kind of just bring the point home. So I have a friend who has a young daughter. So this summer, she was in a neighborhood in town playing with some older boys all summer.
No names now?
No names.
Okay. So
just maybe 2 weeks ago, I guess the boys, plural, more than one boy, they were black, were greeting each other, what's up, nigga, what's up, nigga. Now, this young lady, her daughter is maybe kindergarten, first grade. So she learned the word from them. So a couple weeks ago, she said, what's up, nigga, to them. So they like, ooh, you can't say that. Woo. So they proceeded to pretty much tie her up and pretty much play dodgeball with her face with, balls. So of course her mother, comes on the scene. She's upset. They tell her, she said the N-word. She's like, we don't talk like that in our house, what I'm saying? So then once, so she chastises her daughter. So then when her daughter gets in the house, I learned it from them. They call each other niggas. Now they in like fifth grade. She's in kindergarten. But they kind of neighbors. So of course she trying to just get the situation rectified, apologize, talk to her daughter about, the nuance. Well, of course, these children, they mothers is, I hate to use the term, but take the ghetto approach, want to go Facebook Live and, be upset and, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, all this and all that. And so my associate, she worried for her daughter's safety. So, I told her, I said, look, bottom line, apologize. Talk to your daughter about the nuance. If you need to consult with, black people about the word and just the ignorant nuance that, we hold on to as black folks, I'm here. I use the word, but look, I'm not going to use the word in front of you or any other white person because, I don't expect you to really.
Oh, she's a white lady.
Yeah, she's a white lady.
I thought she was black too. You said she was white.
No, she's white lady.
I'm thinking it's like a time to kill. You woke me up. I'm like, oh, no.
So, long story short, she worried for her daughter's safety. She tell the principal at school, the principal trying to do some mediation, the other parent, the black parent, this didn't happen at school, so it ain't none of your business. Like, they wanted that. So I basically tell her, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? If they harm your daughter, call the police. I don't care if they only 10, 11 years old. Call the police. Explain to the police. Tell the police exactly what happened. Exactly what's triggering it. Your daughter's in kindergarten.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, brother, it's too much nuance.
Why is this little girl playing with these boys?
That too.
That's one. Why are these little boys? Why is this little girl playing with these little boys?
That too.
I wouldn't want
I said relationship over.
Yeah.
Relationship over.
Well, where is it? I mean, who's supposed to be watching these? I mean, is this at school?
No, in the neighborhood, but they go to the same school.
But still, I mean, parents need to know where their children are.
And the thing is these boys are pretty much over her house more than she's over their house.
Okay, I mean, any little girl she could be playing with?
I said the same thing.
See, because I mean, you have a daughter. You have to be very, very vigilant. You have to be
that's what I said. I said,
you can't be real trusting like that.
At the end of the day,
stuff happened to little girls all the time. And you don't find out about it.
I said, at the end of the
40,
day,
50 years old,
ain't shit to lose sleep over.
Well,
Relationship
I mean,
over.
She has to. Whoever this person is, look. It's your responsibility to make sure you know where your child is all the time.
Yeah.
Your little daughter should not be out playing with little boys at that age at all.
Yeah, especially kindergarten or first grade, fifth grade.
She should never be by herself. The little girl. How old is the little girl?
6 or 7, 5 or 6.
There's never a case where that little girl should be out somewhere playing by herself without some guardian either watching or in the near area.
And you know what? I was telling Michelle the same thing, and she said, "See, when you always say this ain't Chicago," because I always be like, "Man, this ain't Chicago. You ain't just gotta." She's like, "I don't care."
Yeah, that's right. Because people get kidnapped, abducted, and you never hear from them again. That's not the time to get vigilant and ask everybody to come help you. You should, but at the same time, you need to know where your child is all the time. I just turned around for 1 second, they were gone. No, your child always, in a different aisle or always playing off somewhere. You got to look for them every 3 minutes, because you're not watching them, Your child should never be in a position or a situation where you don't know where they are. You got, oh my God, where are you? What are you so busy doing that you don't know what your child is? That's the first thing.
Right, and I'm not. And in this lady's defense, I'm not gonna say she doesn't know where her child. She doesn't know where her child is.
She didn't know where she was that day, and all it takes is that one time.
For sure.
So it's not worth it to leave your child in a vulnerable position because it's not on the child. It's on her. She can't be so trusting to leave her little girl. Because you got grown men that'll do crazy stuff to a child. Yeah. People crazy. So Champaign, Chicago, LA, California, Nebraska, Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona. It does not matter. People who from other cities, they don't stay there. They come here.
Yeah.
This ain't just everybody here is not from here. They're from everywhere else. So it doesn't mean that, since they came from somewhere else, now it's going to get bad. It's been like this. A lot of the stuff is just done, in either secret or people just didn't talk about it. But at the end of the day, we're responsible to take care of what we brought into this world. We do. But hey, that's where it is.
So about the N-word.
Well, with the N-word, I think the best thing we could do is, lead by example.
Right.
If you don't use it, have your children not use it. And then if everybody else uses it but them, that's a good start.
And that's the conclusion that I came. I say, bottom line is that parent, them kids, they are kind of ignorant right now. I'm not trying to use that as a derogatory term, but they just don't know.
Don't know or don't care. I mean, people can know and still, hey man, that's just what it is. You may have an argument every 2 or 3 people. It's just, I say what I want to say.
You can't hold a little young girl accountable when you using the term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, some people grow up in an environment where, their mothers and fathers may call them that, or even worse.
Yeah.
So if your parents are calling you these crazy names and just killing your spirit and killing your self-esteem, all you can give somebody is what was given to you. You're going to pass that on.
But like I told her, I said, look, honestly, you apologize. You tried to rectify the situation. You have a young girl that, look, she need new friends. That's what I told her. I said she need new friends.
Or better parenting.
Okay, I guess.
It's on the parents, man. It's on the parents. She need to watch. She need to know where her daughter is at all times and teach her daughter to be aware. Because when you were telling the story, I really didn't know how it was going to end. I thought it was going to end up with you saying they did something to her. It was crazy, Here's a little girl playing with some boys. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to watch. You got to protect them. So don't wait till they get in trouble and then want everybody to help you jump on the person who did it. Just got to watch everybody. Uncles, fathers,
that's real
friends.
talk,
you got to keep an eye on what's going on because people will do stuff. because they've either had stuff done to them or they've gotten away with stuff in the past. So a lot of people are coming out like, yeah, this happened when I was 12, 13, 14, 17, 20, 30, 40.
Common came out.
So, who?
Common, the rapper, came out and said he was molested as a boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
It cost him relationships and, it's just...
He'd get audited, he'd be all right. Say a couple of Hail Marys or rock calls, he'd be all right. I'm going home.
Man, my one friend said, man, these cats, man, just gotta, man, put your dick away. Uncle Remus, put your dick away. We 8 years old, man. What you doing with your thing out? It ain't funny, man, because these kids, man. It ain't really funny, bad. But man, shout out to my man Mike. You a fool for that one.
That's crazy.
Man, brother, we back at it.
Back at it, episode 56. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, man.
I like that. When you gonna drop it?
Tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, early in the morning.
That'd be good. I look forward to listening to it and watching it, and then know what our supporters think or say.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back in the mix. It's nostalgic when I gotta.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I gotta wake up and
that's good.
Upload and
that's your thing, though. You broadcast journalist, professional. So when is it, or if we can't have it, where people can call in and ask questions live? Is that possible, or is that too much?
It's just we just gotta.
Or you gotta edit it and change.
No, it's not that. It's just
too much work.
No, it's not too much work.
Just think about it. And you know what? Ask them what they think.
No, we can do it easily. It's just they got to know when we gonna do it.
They don't care. They'll just call in like a radio station back in the day when Wolfman Jack was on the air. It'd be the same thing, right?
Okay, but what they have to know is
they ain't got to do nothing. They can call in.
We have to let them know we're going a certain night at a certain time.
Okay, I got you.
And to call us. And we can
call in,
and I can provide a number, not my personal number.
Well, not my number either.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can. It's apps for that.
I think that let's try it.
Sure.
Get a little interaction, see what they think. I think that'd be good. Or ask them what they think.
So you going out of town? When you going out of town?
Week after next.
Week after next.
Yeah, so next week I'm good.
So you want to do next week?
We can try
that next week.
No, we'll do it next week at Wednesday. That'd be good. That's how we shoot for it.
We'll get a number and
I think that'd be good.
Provide a number.
Let's see how it goes.
If you want to call in.
Or we'll let them know when we're taking a call.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can call in right now and they can ask questions. I think that'd be good.
We'll put it on like our Facebook group or whatever. Hey,
I like it.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Good. I'm with that.
All right. Well, Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. We everywhere still.
Everywhere.
Most notably SoundCloud, iHeart, Apple, Google, Spreaker,
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky,
Overcast, Mike. Ronnie, Bobby, Mickey, Ricky, and Mike, KC, JoJo, Dalvin,
Lisa, Pamela,
Devontae,
Angela, Renee.
Everywhere. Put us in the Google search Black Coffee, kNOW.
Yeah.
kNOW, kNOW Sugar, kNOW Cream.
That's right.
We there. Episode 56.
That was good.
Yes, sir, brother. It felt good. This kind of therapy. This kind of therapeutic for me. So I get out there. I get to talking and just
release,
saying things. You'd be like, well, can you say this? And I'm like, yeah. This. That's what you do in therapy. You say things that Okay. So, but yeah. So until next time, y'all. May peace be unto you and hey, brother, take us home.
In Arabic, assalamu alaikum.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Peace, y'all.